morning, everybody. Happy to have you here today. I hope you're having a great week. I hope things are working out well for you. Thank you for being here. Just a minute while I set up. Just 1 minute while I set up. There you go. So I can chat with you now. I'm happy to be able to chat with you. Good morning. I always wonder who my what should I say, secret admirer who's watching there, who will not say hello, but always is there for me. Thank you very much. So today's topic is the permission to pause. And I'd like for you to think of this. Have you ever seen a tree or a plant being apologetic for following its own rhythm? Have you seen a mango tree saying, I'm so sorry you don't get fruit during December? I'm so sorry I can't give you fruit during December. Do you ever hear it saying that? No, right? Rest isn't the reward for a life well lived. Rest is one of the reasons why we live well. And nature has a way of showing us this through mango trees, through fruits and flowers that appear only in certain seasons, through the sun and the moon rising and setting at their own rhythm and their own time, through the tides coming in at a particular way, time and leaving at a particular time, through high tide and low tide. The universe doesn't have everything going at a great speed all the time. And so we need to learn as well that we need to rest. We hear a lot of people talking about productivity and saying that I need to be more productive, but we very rarely hear people saying, I should rest more. So, with our bodies, if you're somebody who gyms, you would know this. Someone who does yoga, you would know this, that your trainer would always tell you to take a day or two off in between so that your body is well rested. Because when you are strength training, you're actually tearing your muscles, right? And they're rebuilding, and it requires that time to rebuild, right? Now, when it comes to the mind, it is the same. When you rest, you process things better. When you rest, you have time for new ideas to consider whether new ideas will work for you or not. When you rest, you have the time to say, okay, you know what, I can do this at a slow pace. I don't have to go so fast, and this is what I can get from it, right? When you rest, you realize when it's time to exit a particular program. That's important too. And I keep telling leaders this: learn how to take short naps, learn how to switch off. You should be able to switch off like that and switch on like that, switch off like that, switch on like that. And especially during times of emotional stress, especially during times of emotional stress. And thanks to my being someone who practices this very often, for a lot of things, I've come to a cycle where I've showed my clients how they can reduce that. Some people, if they get upset or they get angry, it lasts a week. They can't get over it, right? Because of the depth of the hurt. I brought that down to 5 days, to 4 days, to 3 days, to 2 days, to 1 day, to half an hour, to 15 minutes, and personally for myself, 3 flat minutes, right? So we have to learn to be able to do that. And when we do that, we will be able to see that we can actually rest a little more. When we take that emotional break, we're able to recover from our emotional challenges much faster, much faster. And sorry, the door just shut hard. So remember that you don't have to earn the right to rest, just as much as you don't have to earn the right to breathe. We breathe because nature has given us that capacity. So resting also is something, it's a capacity that nature has given us. So we need to be able to rest. And not having to earn the right to breathe is what we call freedom, right? So the same freedom applies to our being able to take rest when it is required. So, good morning again, and I'm happy to have you here today. Just imagine, did you notice that? I took a long pause after I said, just imagine. Did the world stop turning? Did I stop breathing? Did other people's activities stop? Did your own mind or body stop because I took a pause? No, it didn't, right? Even though I took that break after saying, just imagine, everything continued. So imagine having a day when you're taking a sip of your tea or your coffee with a complete break, right? No scrolling, no emails, no planning, no rushing, just slowly sipping your coffee or your tea. Just sip without doing anything else. You know, somehow I've said this before, and I think that's how people of the older generations did it. Even if they were very busy, even women who were homemakers, busy homemakers who served 10 people, 15 people their food every day, they just knew how to rest. They just knew how to take a break. I think it's our generations from, and then of course the Gen Z and the millennials who are forgetting how to rest sometimes. Because the pace of life has really increased, and we don't realize when the pace of life increases that sometimes we need to force our rest. So imagine a musician playing something constantly, beautiful music, high pitch, low pitch, high notes, low notes, constant music, constant notes without a break. Imagine that. Would you consider that music? It becomes noise, right? Because there is no break, there is no pause, it just becomes noise. And we're like, oh, it's jarring. I can't listen to this anymore. It has to stop. It's the pause, that little interruption, that actually makes the music. It actually makes the music sound better. And that pause allows that music to exist. That pause allows that music to exist. So, the important thing is rest does not interrupt a meaningful life. Rest does not interrupt a meaningful life. Life works the same way as that music. Rest adds beauty and gives meaning to that. Rest adds beauty and gives meaning to that life. Okay? We were not built to be machines. Yes, today with the advancement in technology, the advancement in biotechnology, the advancement in how gene mutation, all of that, we can still create plants that give us more fruit. But if you do know, the mango tree flowers twice a year naturally. Okay? And generally, nobody consumes the fruit in the second half when it fruits or flowers in July, August. We don't usually do that. But today, those mangoes are available in the market and never fruit, if you notice. Very rarely fruit. You'll get the raw mango, right? We need to understand that rhythm is important for the mango tree. It's such a huge tree. It has all the energy, it has all the strength, and it gets all the nutrients from the soil because its roots go really deep. So it could just say, okay, I'm so strong, so I'm going to flower every month. Or I'll flower 1 month, give fruit the next month, flower 1 month, fruit the next month. But it doesn't do that. It just doesn't do that. It takes a break. Sorry, it has its own rhythm. We breathe in and breathe out. Can you imagine continuously breathing in and not breathing out? Our lungs will just burst if we do that. So we have a built in rhythm ourselves, right? And then there's day and night, and there's twilight, that's a time in between. And all of these natural, beautiful things occur on their own. And of course, we have electricity that makes night as bright as day today, which is why we're able to work. But our circadian rhythm is such that we wake up in the morning and we sleep at night. And there are, even in our sleep, there's a rhythm. There's a time for dreams, there's a time for deep sleep, there's a time for light sleep. It happens in rhythms if you actually observe how you sleep. And nature never apologizes for having rhythms. And perhaps we shouldn't either. We shouldn't be apologizing for having rhythms as well, right? So let's do a little visualization for today. Close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out again, and breathe in and breathe out again. Imagine you're walking through a beautiful forest. And when you walk through that beautiful forest, I'd just like you to imagine that the sounds of the leaves under your feet, the crunching of the leaves, the fresh air that you breathe, the smell of just leaves and trees around you, the sunlight pouring in through the trees, and you're walking further and you arrive at a wooden bench. You arrive by a wooden bench that's by a quiet lake. It's beside a quiet lake. And there, as you sit down, you notice that there's no task waiting for you. No one is asking anything of you. No notifications, no deadlines, nothing to do. Just birds, the wind through the trees, and the gentle movement of water. Sit down and enjoy this. Feel the bench supporting you. Feel the bench supporting you as you sit. Notice something beautiful. The bench never asks you to prove that you deserve to sit on it. It simply holds you. It just simply holds you. Now imagine the morning sunlight resting gently on your face. Does the sun ask you to earn its warmth? No. Does the breeze ask you to earn its gentle coolness? No. Nature gives freely, my friends. Nature gives freely. Ask yourself, what if I offered myself the same kindness? What if I offered myself the same kindness? So today, as you breathe in gently, just say, I receive. And as you breathe out, say, I release. Breathe in and say you receive. And as you breathe out, say you release. Then simply sit, just quiet, just sit down, doing nothing, just sit. Now place your hand on your heart and say, I'm allowed to rest. Whisper this to yourself, I'm allowed to rest. Wonderful. As you now feel that, now you can rub your palms together, put your hands on your face, allow your cheeks to feel the warmth of your palms. Cover your eyes and gently open your eyes. Wonderful. Doesn't it feel good to rest without having to do anything? So today's experiment is to choose just one moment that is an ordinary moment, like you're walking towards your car, maybe, or you're about to have your coffee. Just if you're walking towards your car, walk slowly. And if you are having your coffee, just go stand by the window and watch the world going by. Just watch for 60 minutes, doing nothing. Just pay attention to what is happening in front of you. Maybe just look at the sky before opening your laptop. Not because you're being productive, because you're being present and you need to be present. So as you step into your day today, remember you don't have to prove that you deserve rest. Rest is something that's already given to you by nature. So don't try to prove that you need rest, okay? And tomorrow we're going to discover why joy isn't something you find because it's something that you practice. And tomorrow is Independence Day for us Indians. And we are going to take a minute to thank all those who are making our lives better, making it comfortable for us to walk down our streets and to live our life safely, for us to have the freedom to breathe in our own motherland. Okay, so we meet again tomorrow. Until then, begin again. Begin again, my friends. Bye. See you. See you tomorrow. Let's begin again. See you tomorrow. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.